studying for my commercial law exam, which is coming up soon, my usual approach for these kind of revision techniques would be just to do notes, handwritten notes over and over again, and then read it through. But 2 days ago I was introduced to mind mapping, and I'm giving it a shot. And I did my first mind map yesterday, and today I've revised it 5 times as recommended. It is quite different to my usual approach, that with this mind mapping I've done 8 branches, and well, I've done my main subject and then branched out with 8 different things with pictures and different colours. It's quite fun to do, and I've revised it 5 times today, and so far I remember it now, but I'm a bit skeptical at the moment because I don't know whether I'll remember it tomorrow. But the next time I'm going to revise it is in 7 days, so I will get back to you in 7 days.
Study skills sounds very dull, but actually the truth is that study skills make learning, first of all, much more efficient, so less time consuming, but also much more fun. Because, for instance, you would remember something with a stupid association which just makes you laugh. I remember, for instance, that Marilyn Monroe died in 1962. I've got a mnemonic in my head. 62 is the sounds ch and n. So I remember that she died by falling on her chin. Mind mapping isn't for everyone, nor is speed reading, but mind mapping comes very quickly to some people because it is quite a natural way of writing down your thoughts on paper. It makes sense. You sort of follow a thread of thought or a branch of thought. So once the difficulty in mind mapping is learning how to précis your notes into keywords. Instead of copying out long bullet points, that end up becoming pages of notes, or trying to get everything onto index cards and using loads and loads of index cards, which is a very passive way of working. Mind mapping encourages you to keyword your notes, so you're reducing, say, a paragraph into one key word that more or less summarizes that paragraph. And it could be a word that's in the paragraph, or it could just be a word that comes to mind as you're reading it. But the main thing is that it just reminds you what is the content of that paragraph. That keyword can then go into a mind map, and then keywords that come off it come off various branches on the map. It sounds complicated, but it's much more simple than that. It just takes a bit of getting used to just condensing your notes that radically. People aren't used to doing that, and at first they think it can't be done. But after about half an hour, they've got it, really.
Today it's been 7 days since I first made mind map, which I'm using to study for my commercial law exam, which is coming up in 2 days. I haven't looked at it since then, and how I felt about it today, well, when I first looked at it, or when I first tried to revise it before looking at it, I didn't quite remember as much as I'd hoped. I had remembered a lot of it, but it wasn't all there. But after glancing at it, it actually came back to me really, really quickly. So I think I revised it 8-9 times, and by the 3rd time it was right down to a T. So I'm really happy with it, and I think hopefully it should be really helpful for my exam tomorrow, but in 2 days. So I'll get back to you. Bye.
Emotional freedom techniques is what it stands for. It's a relatively new form of self-help therapy that is based on Chinese acupuncture, and without going into unnecessary detail, it is incredibly effective at shifting blocks. The way you do it is that you tap on acupuncture points as you bring forward a difficult, painful or traumatic memory, and it's a remarkably painless way of shifting blocks that might be in the way of your successfully studying. So it's very, very useful in my work because it can save hours and hours of talking and trying. Not that I'm against talking, I'm all for talking, but if sometimes I can just see a shortcut and we can just tap a problem away. They can make an absolute huge difference. I think the first difference that they can make is that they give a sense of calm. and a sense of ownership of the material. Because you know, it's like you have a manual for how to learn. Again, it's something that students often resist because they fear having to take on board more information. They're already stressed that they've got to take on the information in their course. And the last thing they want to learn is to learn how to learn, often.
Yeah.
But actually what happens is that they start to understand why they were going blank in exams, why they were overworking without good results, why they were learning things and that yet the information wasn't going in, it wasn't sticking, why they're getting so stressed, why they're flapping around. And they start to understand how to structure their revision. And that's very, very soothing. They've got a method. I remember my sister coming to visit me, and I had a pile of books like this on my table. I think I had 2 piles of books like this on my table. And she still can't believe it. She's my big sister. And she said, Eileen, I still remember that I walked into your study and I saw these 2 big piles of books on your table. You weren't at all stressed. You just said, oh yeah, that's my reading for tomorrow.
I've just finished my commercial exam today, and the mind map was almost a godsend. It really helped me structure my essay. I was able to visualize my mind map and how I had done all the different topics, and it really helped me structure my essays. I was really, really happy about it, really impressed. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using this in the future. It was a little bit daunting to rely on this considering I've only done it for 12 days, but it really, really, I would recommend it to anyone. It's really helped me.